Are we rolling?
One change they made on.
All right, welcome everybody to the commission meeting of November 23rd, 2021. At this time, I'll remind you to please silence your cell phones, and I call this meeting to order. Val, please call the roll.
Commissioner Penny?
Here.
Commissioner Curry? Commissioner Danio?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson? Here. Mayor Villa?
Here. And now at this time, I'll ask you all to please stand for the invocation led by Vice Mayor Penny, and continue standing afterwards for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Will you please pray with me? Dear gracious God, this week as we celebrate Thanksgiving, we are truly thankful for the many blessings you bestowed upon us all. We ask that you guide and direct our meeting so it's full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. We ask that you keep our teammates safe as they do their jobs this week. God, please bless this meeting, this city, and our great country. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Vice Mayor. At this time, we'll recess the City Commission meeting and convene as the CRA. And number 3 on our agenda, CRA agenda, we'll go to number 1, 2021-R-98. Mr. Simpson.
Resolution number 2021-R-98 by title only for first and only reading. A resolution of the City of Holly Hill Community Redevelopment Agency, Florida, amending the fiscal year 2021-2022 annual operating budget, appropriating open project carryover funds from the fiscal year 2020-2021 to the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget, appropriating pledged donations, setting forth revenues and expenditures, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simpson. Mr. Forte?
Okay, so what this is dealing with the contributions from the Martins Charities to Pictona Phase 2. In our application with ECHO, we are the applicant and we have to show that the funds are available in our budget. We can't do it through the Martins Charity. So the Martins are going to be donating $1.5 million to the city, and the city's going to be contributing the $1 million from the CRA, and that'll make up the $2.5 million to try to match. Hopefully that ECHO will be providing us a grant of $2.5 million. So with this agenda item, I just want to make you aware of something. We have $300,000 that are in this year's budget already. We had $700,000 in last year's budget that we're carrying forward, and then 1.5 from the Martins. But in the agenda item, where actually the attachment shows a $2.5 million revenue and a $2.5 million expenditure. So really what we're going to have is $300,000 that's in the existing budget is actually excess. So we don't intend to spend it, but I don't want to change the item and mess up what I'm sending to ECHO and raise more questions and have to change things around. So just understand that there's actually $300,000 more that's going to be in that line item that's necessary, that is needed, and it will just sit there. If we have to do a budget amendment
next
later,
year,
we'll take care of it.
Yep. All right. Any questions for staff? All right. At this time, we'll open this up to the public. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to the commission on this item? I see none. I'll close public participation, and I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Penny and a second from Commissioner Danio. Any discussion needed? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Now moving to number 2, 2021-R-99. Mr. Simpson.
Resolution number 2021-R-99 by title only for first and only reading. Resolution of the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, awarding the contract Ridgewood Avenue Median Landscape Maintenance Service to RJ Landscape Contractors, Inc., and authorizing the city manager to execute the same, and providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. Mr. Forte.
So the Public Works Department went out for an RFP for this, and we had three vendors that submitted. RJ Landscaping was the most favorable proposal at $79,500. They are the contractor that actually did the installation and has been handling the maintenance ever since. So we're looking for support to go ahead and contract with RJ Landscaping Contractors.
Thank you. And in our discussions, I believe were you going to talk to Orman about the rest of the, not the medians, but along US 1, the,
I did, I had talked to them a while ago on the side of the roads.
yes.
Yeah, they have
That
a
was
very
just-
expensive
Very,
contractor that does that,
that's right, okay.
so.
All right. Are there any further questions for staff? Seeing none, we'll open this up to the public. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this item tonight? Seeing none, I'll close public participation, and I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Johnson for approval and a second from Commissioner Danio. Any discussion needed? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion carries 4-0. Now moving to number 4, we're going to adjourn as the CRA, and we will reconvene the City Commission meeting. And we'll move now to our section of the agenda, public comments. This is the audience's opportunity to address the commission about anything not on our regular agenda tonight. You will have a total of 5 minutes to say what you need to say. Is there anyone in the audience here tonight that would like to speak to the commission? All right, seeing none, I'll close public comments, and we'll move to number 6, the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from the October 12th regular City Commission meeting, October 26th, 2021 regular City Commission meeting, and November 9th, 2021 regular City Commission meeting. Is there anyone that would like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
Wasn't even here. I'll make the motion. I figured you
All right, we have a
would.
motion and a second for approval. At this time, we'll open it up to the public. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on the minutes tonight? Seeing none, I'll close public participation, and we'll go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Now moving to our consent agenda, items 1 through 5. Would any commissioner like to remove an item? All right. The action proposed is stated for each item on the consent agenda. Unless a city commissioner removes an item from the consent agenda, no discussion on individual items will occur, and a single motion will approve all items. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak on any item on the consent agenda? Yes, ma'am. And which number are you going to be speaking
Number
on? Okay.
Hi there, I'm Heidi Heller of 460 Ridgewood Avenue of Holly Hill. Thank you for allowing me a short time to speak. Couldn't find any information about if there's a clause someplace that we state that the Martins can or cannot sell their interest. I'm looking to maintain the benefit of the city, but I don't recall anything saying that they need to sell it to us first or offer us first, or they're allowed to sell it. I know there's leases 30 and 50 years. I was just wondering, was I overlooking something? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak on the consent agenda tonight? Seeing none, we'll close public participation. And to answer your question, the Martins do not own anything. It's just a donation, so the city still maintains complete ownership of the park and Pictona and all of that. The operation is run by the Board of Pictona,
Yeah, Pictone Holly Hill Board of Directors runs the
runs the
facility.
facility, right.
They have
But we
management
retain ownership.
They have a management agreement, so
Right.
the only thing, in theory, they could sell is the obligation to manage, subject to our management agreement, which is very restrictive. So I can't imagine anybody
Want to buy that.
want to take that on, because it's,
Right.
they can't make any profit, they can't, it's so restrictive that I think the Martins would be the only people who would be willing to agree to that.
Thank you for the question. I hope that answers it. With that, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Johnson and a second from Commissioner Danio. No discussion is required. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, the motion carries 4-0. Now moving to our regular agenda tonight, Resolution 2021-R-105. Mr. Simpson.
Resolution number 2021-R-105 by title only for first and only reading. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, amending the City of Holly Hill's purchasing policy, providing for legislative findings and intent, repealing all resolutions in conflict herewith, providing for authority to the city manager for implementing administrative actions, providing for scrivener's errors, conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
Thank you. Mr. Forte?
So during a recent grant review and a grant that we have in the police department, several questions came up on the review that dealt with content of our purchasing policy, and there were some elements within the policy that were absent. I wouldn't call them significant, but certainly necessary. Things like, is there a penalty if somebody violated a certain section? So we were absent some of the details in order to be in compliance with the grant, which is good information because we need to update the purchasing policy. So what Stella had put together here were some quick amendments to the purchasing policy that will address the concerns within the grant audit. So your approval to this would make it retroactive, effective to October 1, 2021. And then what I'm also doing, I'll bring it up at this time, although it has nothing to do with this agenda item, is in Seminole County, I had a very smart purchasing agent. I would say he's probably the best in the state of Florida. And I spoke with him several times. When I first came back to Holly Hill, I consulted with him on many things that we worked on in the beginning. But we still have a lot of problems with the purchasing agreement. It was rewritten back when John McKinney was here. There's still a lot of gaps in what we have, and there's some gaps in how our departments and personnel apply the policy. So we're going to engage him. His name is Ray Hooper. We're going to engage him to rewrite the purchasing policy and come in and train our staff and try to get that underway. And I think it's for the about $8,000 it's going to cost, I think it's well worth it because we'll end up hopefully saving money in the long run. So I just want to bring that to your attention, too.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone that has any questions for staff? At this time, we'll open this up to the public. Is there anyone in the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Is there
Wait, you got to come up to the mic and state your name and address for the record, and then you'll have 5 minutes.
My name is Kimberly Dibble. I live at 824 Lakewood Drive. Is there a cap on the spending limits? I know there was a cap before. It's not addressed here.
This doesn't change the caps that are already in place. This only addresses the gaps that were in the policy. So the current, if you're asking about the spendability of each employee, that's not changing.
It's still
I was
staying
more
the same.
concerned about yours, based on what it said. It was increasing the authority. That's why I asked the
No,
question.
my spending limit's not changed.
Okay.
I don't spend very much.
He still has to come to the commission if it goes over his threshold.
Well, that's what I wanted to know, if the threshold was changing, because it wasn't
No.
clear by what was on here.
No, that part's not being addressed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak to the commission about anything, or actually on this item? Seeing none, I'll close public participation, and I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
I think Commissioner Danio made the motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Penny. Any discussion needed? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Now moving to our communications, Mr. Forte.
Just two quick items. One is, you've already been sent an email on this. Do you want to sit and watch the lighting ceremony, or do you want to mingle amongst the crowd? I know we had a request for some seats on the side for some family members that may need to sit, so we'll go ahead and do that. But you yourselves as a group, do you want to sit together, or do you want to continue to mingle amongst the crowd?
So I'm good either way. I don't know if
I'd rather
anyone else.
mingle.
I'd rather
Mingle.
I don't like to sit.
Mingle? All right, mingle.
Okay.
But it would be, yeah, just a
There'll be
couple
seats
on the side for
Yep,
the kids.
We're aware of that. And then the second thing was vehicles to ride in. We have a hard time getting convertibles this year. I know Tony Casado was able to get us about 3, which we will likely use for Miss Florida to be in the parade. And another option is some folks are using pickup trucks. We may be able to get pickup trucks. Some of you own a pickup truck that you could use your own truck in the parade, and if not, we can try to, Roy, you got a pickup truck too.
You know, mine's a pack mule, it's not a truck. It's got everything in it you could think
What
of.
does that mean?
It means there's no
It's a
room
work
for
truck.
anybody. Every time I haul Dallas someplace, all it is, I have to move things around the truck.
Oh. How's the bed? Is the bed empty?
Bed is completely full.
It's a work truck.
It would take a forklift unload that.
We won't count on your vehicle.
Or you can use mine.
Well,
Yeah, I think if we could get the trucks, if those are more available, that would even be better, to be honest with you. It's more room.
Yeah, so
The
we'll-
Mustangs barely have any room to sit on the
We'll
back.
work on getting pickup trucks.
So
in.
it's in the back, I can
Yeah,
I can bring mine too, whatever.
So we'll do pickups?
yeah,
And just stand up in the back individually, or everybody in one bed?
No, individually.
yeah, individually.
Like NASCAR.
Yeah.
So we get
Yeah.
a driver and then we just sit in the back.
Yeah, either you'll have a driver or we'll try to get you a driver. You kind of sit or stand in the back and we'll try to get something for you to hold on to. I'm afraid if we put 5 of you in the back of the truck, only 2 or 3 of you may show up at the finish line.
Throw out candy, throw out the commissioner.
So do we have pickups available, or do you want to ask Glenn?
We're going to have to work on it. We'll check with our contacts. If we have to go to Glen Ritchie, I'll let you know that may have to be the case.
Awesome.
You don't have many trucks either, Roy. You don't have many trucks.
Glen's got a brand new one.
That's all I have.
So that's good. All right, thank you. Mr. Simpson, do you have
No comment.
anything for us tonight?
Nope.
Mrs. Manning? Butakis? All right. I see you've been working diligently against cyber stuff, so I know you helped me out with an email that was suspicious, so we appreciate you keeping us safe.
We did have another audit on our
Oh,
IT security that was very successful, Scott.
Yeah, we completed our.
can you speak into the mic, pull the mic?
We completed our internal audit, and the auditors only found 4 things. One was like low drive space. One was the fact that we run 2 antivirus programs on the computer, which I didn't really understand what the point of that was, but, so it was, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Good, good. That's good to hear.
I sleep a little bit better at night.
Yeah, us too. Thank you very much. All right, so now we'll go to commissioners' comments. I just wanted to compliment staff on the beautiful job at City Hall and all the decorating in there. So, walked in tonight and I was like, man, feels good to be here. It's Christmas season coming. So very proud that our city still supports Christmas and very, very proud of that. And there's lots of comments from the community that come up about that. Looking forward to the Christmas tree lighting. Thank you, Val, for all your work for that and the parade and getting our wonderful Miss Florida teen and Miss Florida to be our grand marshals. So we appreciate that every year. So wanted to relay too, recently I gave a speech at a club and a couple came up and really complimented Sunrise Park, said that they go there quite often and said that they see the gradual improvements coming and the piers back and it was really nice to hear, and they said that it's the best park in Volusia County, which I tend to agree with, and I hope as we go into the next budget season, we continue to look at that. I know, Vice Mayor, you brought that up a couple meetings ago, that we need to look to continue to do that. So just wanted to share that positive bit of feedback. And also, last night I gave a speech at a club in Ormond. It was a tale of 2 cities with Mayor Bill Partington of Ormond Beach, and the crowd was all Ormond people, and they were praising our city more so than his own city, and that was pretty nice. Especially, we talked about the Ormond reuse line that's coming, and we think probably a couple months away from opening that up.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the time frame.
I think Bill Partington said he thinks it's about 3 months away, so that'll be a positive. We're doing a lot too with making sure that our environment is better and that we're taking care of it. With all the trash that comes through the creek, and now with the water goat that goes ahead and stops that. So good stuff happening in Holly Hill. I just wanted to share that. And with that, we will go to Vice Mayor Penny, if you have anything for us tonight.
We have a League of Cities meeting on December 1st, which is 2 Wednesdays from now. I think the deadline to RSVP is Friday.
Did they send an email out?
It's in Port Orange, yeah. There
didn't
was
see
an email
that.
sent out at least twice.
Oh, it's on my calendar, so.
Okay, so make sure you RSVP not to Val, but directly to the league.
Okay.
So they have a head count. I think Friday's the deadline.
Where's it at?
It's in Port Orange. It's on a Wednesday night this
Is it
time.
the awards one, or no?
No,
the
it's just
normal?
gonna be a regular meeting.
Okay.
Val still needs to know so we can cut the check.
Right, but I mean, don't
Don't just
send it to Val.
Okay.
CC Val.
All right.
So far, you two are the only ones that are going.
Who, me? I did RSVP?
No, so far, I know, as of just hearing now.
Okay, yeah.
It's only you two going.
You guys going? December 1st?
Wednesday? Good.
Oh, yeah, it's usually on a Thursday, right?
It is.
Why is it on a Wednesday?
There was scheduling
Okay.
conflicts, and they needed to have one more meeting to install the new officers before the end of the
So
year.
that's a week from tomorrow.
Yes. No. Yes.
Yes, no,
Yes,
yes,
it
no?
is.
Which one is it?
Yes, it is.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Christmas
let
is,
me know on Monday, because I have to get
Oh, by
check
Monday
over
for
to
sure,
finance.
Okay.
I have to do that, so.
Anything else?
that's it. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Daniel,
I'm not going to blow our record-setting time
this is a
meeting
fast.
now. I feel like things are back, almost back to normal this year, and I'm excited for that, looking forward to the season, and the reason for the season as well, so.
What do you consider normal?
Sir?
What do you consider normal?
As normal as, I don't
No more
know, I mean,
COVID.
It just feels like we're kind of back, things are,
But the problem is you can't get products, you can get supplies.
you're telling me?
That's far from normal.
Well,
It's hard.
our activities are on schedule, and that's, I mean, none of that's affected by the containers sitting out there.
Hopefully, it's all coming back.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I hope it spurs more American built products. We shouldn't be shipping it all in, so.
All electric vehicles, so go in California and pick up the product. All electric centers, and they're building.
Do you have anything for us, Commissioner Johnson?
Well, a couple of things I just have. Well, one is, I travel a lot. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I travel a lot on LPGA, and it's getting bad. The sidelines of LPGA are growing so fast with new businesses and apartments and all, that it's outgrowing itself. We have to have a workshop or something to decide what we're going to do with LPGA before they really get this phase to pickleball going that much, because traffic is getting bad, I mean, really bad. It's just, it's backed up from Center Street all the way to Nova almost every day, and it's really not good, so we have to do something about it. We've already got it approved by the county to do 4 lanes on Han Avenue all the way from Nova Road to Williamsville Boulevard. 4 lanes all the way, and 4 lanes all the way from Han Avenue to LPGA now. On Williamsville Boulevard, 4 lanes all the way, so that's really nice, we really needed that. But now we need to do something with it. We don't have any choice really anymore. I mean, you have to drive on it, and I drive on it quite often, but not just to go on LPG, I drive on it to go other places, and you have to get across it. The other thing, if we could, maybe think of a workshop or something to do something with it, make some kind of a decision, or to tell someone on the TPO board that we want to do something. We're all on board, and then maybe they'll move forward with something.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that the hangup has been that, where I am on it, I support that, but we didn't have full support. So, I think we're drawn 2 different ways, and so then we can't provide a united front. So, in that scenario, it doesn't go anywhere, because I think that we would need to all be unanimous to go ahead and say, hey, this is what we want to do, and open our arms and say, who and how can you help? So, I would be interested in doing that workshop sometime after.
Is say everyone on the commission is on board and that's what they want. If we could get everybody to agree, say we want to do it, I could go tell them, say, we really want to do it, let's do something, let's get it started and try it. But nobody will go anywhere or do anything as long as they don't get an answer from the City of Holly Hill Commission saying everyone's on board with it and everybody wants it done.
I agree, and I mean, maybe you two could speak more to that with your opinion. I know that Commissioner Curry is away, but I think that she was probably the most vocal about maybe not moving forward with it. But I think for her, it was maybe more of a funding issue and a how question of, and you and I have said it, we don't want to use eminent domain, but I think she's convinced that it has to be done that way. I don't want to put words into her mouth, but that's how I recall it. But I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in, or if we would just prefer to talk about it in a workshop again.
I think the workshop's the appropriate place, but my 2 cents is that based on what's happened west of Nova Road and what we want to happen east of Nova Road, there's no way to do it without eminent domaining and without covering over the canal. And even if you could do that, you're 30 years down the road before you could even move the first shovel of dirt. I think the things that are happening in the community are happening fast, much faster than waiting for 30 years. And the only solution that I've ever heard that makes any sense, that's viable and doable within the next 24 months, is to one-way LPGA east, like Mr. Forte had suggested. So I think if we could talk about that more at a workshop, I would certainly support that, because it's something we could do, it's something that would be affordable, and it's something that could happen in my lifetime.
That might get even.
I agree. I mean, it's not that we don't want, I mean, if we had a magic wand, we would all be waving it for 4 lanes, but it's just, like you said, I mean, Joe's idea's got this much, which is a lot more than 4 lane and without eminent domain, and we're pretty much unanimous on that, so, but like you say, a workshop's the best place to talk about it, so. I'm not
Okay,
opposed to
I
workshops.
was old John is saying the first, if you want to walk a mile, you got to take the first step, right?
so let's, Mr. Forte, maybe do we have a workshop scheduled the first meeting of the year next year?
Not of the year, the first one in December, yes, but not one step of January yet.
Maybe that's when we could shoot for, get with the commissioners on their schedules, and we could either do it then or the second meeting in January, so we can all talk about it, maybe get you a better answer, because I know you have been asking about it. I appreciate the perseverance every single week asking about it, so.
We don't have any choice. I mean, have you seen what's going on in the
I know.
It's not even LPGA, it's all out there.
There's no third-party people coming.
I don't think the
We've had
third,
Sands here, we've had Miriam.
right.
we had County-
Well, Miriam didn't come.
Oh, that's right, she didn't come.
She was going to, and then whatever that was about, so.
We don't want to have put one of them dead end signs up there at Nova Road and on LPGA. See, this is far you go, folks.
I agree.
Keep on coming into Holly Hill, but before they come in, maybe more people will come in. Stopping at the center all the time. But the only other thing I have is, I think, is why do we always, when we do the little get-together for dinner after the Christmas tree light, why do we always pick a restaurant outside of Holly Hill? Is it not inside of Holly Hill that we could go to, or is?
It really isn't, that's why.
At that time, to be open, yeah. I wish me Hogarth's was still open.
What about Gina's? I mean, I have my.
They close at 3 o'clock.
I personally don't want to take them to Gina's.
Well, Val, your personal opinion doesn't matter, but the Gina's is not open for dinner, and I don't think she'd open for 12 of us. The only other one that's available is Chucheria's, and they're so small and they're busy that they really can't accommodate us either. So if you have an idea, we'll
Six, I
certainly
think.
explore it. We were looking at Stonewood, they couldn't accommodate us. We looked at Rose Villa, they couldn't do it. And, we're looking at Arias.
Right down to that last choice.
I don't want to word it that way.
I always go to Crystal's.
Yeah.
We just don't have many nighttime restaurants open in the city.
They used to do Mario's city parties years ago.
And Mario's-
You good?
Dallas won all his football playoff games and the championship, and then he won all the tournaments for baseball attachment.
There you go. Proud grandpa. There you go. The last thing before we adjourn, Mr. Forte, did you talk to any other city managers yet about the gas tax that the governor's talking about?
I sent an email out to them, and some didn't know about it, some came back. It's a temporary suspension, no different than like a sales tax holiday.
Right.
The amount of money that we receive is 1% of that, so we don't really know. It's a proposal, it hasn't taken effect yet, it hasn't gone anywhere yet, so we're just kind of watching to see what happens.
Okay, good. Is there anything further?
One thing.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to solve it tonight.
Yeah.
But we have